Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
After knowing that a PLL block actually maintains a relationship between the input and the output frequency and input at the output phase, what we would like to learn is how can we implement this PLL block. First thing to start with is in a very simple manner. Okay. Let us not complicate the implementation. To begin with, we will start with a very simple example. Okay. So, the thing which we are going to learn is a simple implementation of PLL block. Okay. So, we know that this PLL block is shown here, and I will just remove this. Okay. So, input and output are sinusoidal signals, that is what we know. We need to somehow find the phase error, okay, between the input and output sinusoidal signals. So, let us look at it. V in is A in times sine of omega in t, and V out is A out times sine of omega out t. If you recall the basic trigonometric identities, right, and you would like to know that how can I subtract one argument of the sine wave from the other, okay, you will find that you need to multiply these two signals. Okay. So, earlier I took here A out sine of omega out t, you can take sine and cosine. Okay. If you take cosine, you will find you may recall your trigonometric identity in much faster. So, I will just use that, there is no problem in using sine in both the cases. So, when I multiply V in and V out, what do I get? A in times A out into sine of omega in t times cosine of omega out t, and you remember that 2 sine A cos p can be written as sine of A plus p and plus sine of A minus p. So, this I am just multiplying and dividing by 2, and this I can write as A in A out by 2 into sine of omega in plus omega out times t plus sine of omega in minus omega out times t. Okay. So, the V in V out, if you multiply it, you get these particular terms. Here you see there are two terms, one is omega in plus omega out and another is omega in minus omega out. Okay. So, so far we are just able to do addition and subtraction in phase with phase variables. Okay. We have not done anything more than that. Now, I will just use, this is in general what we have seen. If I say omega in is equal to omega here and omega out is equal to omega itself. If this is the case, we will take two cases. If this is the case, omega in minus omega out, we will see V in into V out is nothing but A in A out by 2 times sine of 2 omega times t plus sine of 0. So, if the two frequencies are same, then you will see that there are two components at the output of this multiplier or multiplication V in into V out, and one is at 2 times the omega frequency and the other term is 0 itself. Okay. So, this is what you have. In case, this is case 1, okay. In case 2, if you have a frequency error between the input and the output signals, omega, let us say minus delta omega, then V in cross V out as A in A out by 2 times sine of 2 omega minus delta omega times t plus sine of delta omega times t. This is interesting. If there is a frequency error between the input and the output signal and that frequency error is delta omega, then you get two components and one of these components is proportional to the frequency error. Okay. In another case, we do not have any frequency error, but we have phase error. What does that mean? It means that I have omega in t, which is here integrated part, plus let us say I have phi in of 0 and this is phi out of 0. To begin with, there were the two sine waves, you can think they are shifted by some phase. So, you have some phase offset here. In that case, if I assume that omega in is equal to omega out is equal to omega, but phi in 0 minus phi out 0, these are just you can say is non-zero, then you can say I have phi error of 0. In this particular case, V in cross V out is equal to A in A out by 2 times sine of 2 omega t plus, so you will have phi in 0 plus phi out of 0, okay, plus sine of phi error 0. Okay. So, you see three cases here. The basic idea was to somehow operate on the argument of the sine waves, because the actual signals which are present there are voltage waveforms. I had to operate only on the sine wave, on the phase part of the sine waves. So, we saw three cases: when you have frequency error, when you do not have frequency error, when you have frequency error, when you do not have frequency error, but you have phase error. Okay. Then you have two components, one component which is sitting at 2 omega and the other component which is phase error 0, which is actually a very which is a which does not vary with time. Okay. So, from here we can say that this kind of operation between the input and the output signal gives us voltage, is a multiplication here. So, we are still getting voltage waveform here, right. We get voltage which is proportional to the phase or frequency error. I am using the term proportional here because this is coming as sine of delta omega t or sine of phase error. It is not directly proportional to the phase or frequency error, but it is proportional. This proportionality is non-linear here because it is sine. So, I will just replace this PD block using a simple mixer, which is shown by a cross sign here. I am feeding V in and getting V out, feeding V in and V out. And the output of this mixer is our error voltage, and if you have a mixer, you multiply these two voltages in any circuit, right, you will see that the output is also voltage. So, I get here as voltage only, V error voltage, is not it. So, this V error voltage is proportional to the phase and frequency error. Now, let us just try to take the simplest case, which is case 3, and in case 3 I have V error as A in times A out by 2 sine of 2 omega t plus phi in 0 plus phi out of 0. These were the initial phase offsets in the signal, plus sine of phase error 0. Okay. This is what we have. Here 0 refers to the time instant t equal to 0. Okay. So, now if that is the case where our error voltage has two terms, 2 omega t and the phase error between the two signals, right, one is the input, other is the output. What the PLL block will do, if the frequency is same, it will try to actually make the phase error 0. Okay. So, what we need to process in this particular PLL block, so we got at V error output, we got two components, one component at 2 omega frequency and the other component at DC. So, if I just look at the frequency spectrum of this V error signal, right, there are two components, one component at 2 omega, other component at DC, and I need to operate on the phase error. If I need to operate on the phase error, that means I have to reject this 2 omega component. Okay. So, if I have to reject the 2 omega component, the loop filter is going to help us do so. So, if the loop filter will help us in rejecting the 2 omega component, the bandwidth of the loop filter, what did we see earlier, that the loop filter is a block whose input is a voltage, output is a voltage. So, it is a easy one. So, loop filter is a block in general with transfer function something like this. Okay. This is your loop filter transfer function. It will have some bandwidth, okay, omega minus omega minus 3 dB, right, and this bandwidth is going to be smaller than the 2 omega component for sure. So, a simple substitution for the loop filter is a simple RC filter here. Okay. So, this particular RC filter, as you see, it is going to filter the other component and it will give you filter the 2 omega component and give you the control voltage. So, from this, if I filter the 2 omega component, my VC is going to be equal to A in A out by 2 times sine of phase error. Okay. Here I will write this phase error of 0. Okay. Now, this is our control voltage and this control voltage is going to change the frequency of the oscillator. Okay. For now, we will not go into the block what is there behind the oscillator. So, I will just draw one block which is commonly used as a voltage control oscillator using inverters. There is no need to understand right now how it is operating. Okay, we will go in the detail of these blocks quite some time. Okay. So, this is a block which has an output voltage V out, and this V out is related to V control using the transfer function, which using the frequency relationship which we talked earlier here. Okay. So, that is how you control it. So, then I will control this V out for the feedback. I will connect it in this manner. Okay. So, what you see now is the following, that my input is still the voltage and the output is a voltage, but I operate on the phase error between the input and the output signal, and I give you error voltage like this, and then you have the resistor R and C which constitute the loop filter, and once you have the loop filter, you reject the other part, the high frequency component from the loop filter, and then you actually have a voltage controlled oscillator which converts this control voltage to output frequency, and that frequency, the phase and frequency relationship is there. So, you change the output phase. Okay. So, that is what we see as a very simple implementation of our PLL block diagram. Okay.